Okay, one more episode of Thinking Out Loud. Let's see how it goes today. I have no idea, since I will just be thinking out loud. I may not know what I will be talking from now on, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so first of all, my brother is listening to some weird music. Not music. My brother is listening to some weird songs. So if some of it comes out in the background, that's okay. It's not me, okay? Okay. Uh, Maybe I should talk about people today. I was going to talk about my goals, but that's just boring as fuck. So, like, why is it boring? It's boring because it's something that will always be there. I will always have another occasion to talk about them. And since are my goals, it's not fair to think that other people will have interest in knowing about them. So I may as well talk about other stuff. And since I will be talking, I will also be practicing English and practicing my thinking. So let's do it. People. We work with people all day. We meet with people all day. We have been living with people. That's everybody knows that. What the fuck? You know, people are weird. They are weird. I'm weird. We are probably weird as well. Everybody's weird. And sometimes when I stop to think how we can all live together, in this one big pack without that much of a crowd. Oh, I can't use that word. Without, fighting all the time, without arguing all the time, because people are just different from one another, and it would be just normal for us to live fighting, like disagreeing, and yeah, disagreeing. And but somehow we kind of have managed to live together, and sometimes the things that we have agreed to live with is not even really that thought about. No, how can I say that again? you know we live in a way that we didn't choose consciously. How's the right word? I don't know. Like, we are living, there are these is somehow, in some way, there is this weird document that we are signing all the time with our name, without even thinking, with, like, without even stopping to think if we agree with that, because it all happens unconsciously. It all happens without we even noticing. You just say, okay, I'm okay with it, and you go. You keep living, you keep interacting with people, even though we are all not the same, even though we all have different interests. We keep living together in, I can't say harmony because there are a lot of chaos, but in a relatively good way. In a good way. But that's also this thing, of living without stopping to think if you really agree with the terms of the living together thing. Sometimes it can be dangerous, because let's say sometimes you will agree with stuff that you do not agree, you know. You will give your consent, like, okay, I'm gonna put up with it, but really deep down there, that's a weird phrase, but deep down in your mind, you're not doing something that you would do if you really stop to think about, you know, to try to logically think about. Okay, I'm lost here. Let's try it again. Okay, you are living a certain way that you wouldn't agree to live, you know, if you had stopped to think. Well, since you didn't stop to think, you are just living is like going on, living is like existence, I guess. So you're just living, and you're just going on through the moves, you know. You're just keeping going. You just keep going without thinking much, without agreeing much, without even putting any thought towards it, and your life goes by. In your job as well, in your school, university, or whatever the place you are, you know, it always happens, you know. And I think it's good that the majority of stuff we just agree, because we kind of are set up in a way that we kind of get okay with most of the stuff, and we only argue we only argue about argue. Oh, I will not say this word as well. We only try to disagree with things that really annoy us, and like only when you can't stand it anymore, you know, that's when you stand up. But before that, you just keep going. Well, this thinking out loud thing is kind of really hard, because I'm trying to think, but my thinking is not that clear. So since I'm thinking out loud, I'm thinking this bullshit, you know, all this. I'm bringing out the pieces of the puzzle in a way that is not that understandable, you know. But I'm just thinking, okay? I'm thinking out loud, thinking. As I'm speaking right now, I'm trying to think instead of thinking silently, as is the norm. I'm, you know, speaking out loud and repeating a lot. I've noticed that I'm repeating a lot, and I've also noticed that my English is a piece of shit. I can't express myself, and there are not that much that I can rationalize about. It's like my mind is unclear, you know. It's like it's a fog inside of it, you know. A fog, a mist. I can't see things clearly. I can't think clearly. And but actually it's a good experiment, you know. I'm trying a new thing, at least to me. I don't know if a lot of people do this. It can be boring as fuck. I think nobody with a bit of sense will listen to this whole shit, you know. Alright, the part of the video that was here disappeared. For some reason my microphone Audacity was not able to record what I talked in this part, you know. So I will just keep talking about other stuff in the other part of the video. And just keep talking and just forget about whatever I said in the between, you know, because I don't even remember right now. I'm just saying so that like I don't get lost, if because I probably the only one that will watch this shit. But if there is other person watching this, if so that you don't get lost, I was speaking something. I was trying to rationalize. I was trying to think about something, and I kept thinking, but the rest of the thinking was not recorded, and keep you're gonna keep listening to a stuff that is not, the, how can I say, don't even know how can I say. It's like there is part 1, part 2, part 3, and you listen to the part 1, and the part 2 went away, disappeared, and you're gonna go from the part 1 to the part 3. I think now you understand. That's that. Keep listening, and I'll probably just make a thumbnail in Canvas, and then that will be that, and I'll share it as well, as I always do on social media stuff. And oh, friends, yeah, since I talked about social media stuff, I started to think about friends. My friends, those people we've met. Some we are like really good friends, others we are just like kind of acquaintances. They are trying to get a little bit further. But it's amazing how it goes. Like this channel of mine, there are a lot of people, like not that many, but 70 something people that subscribe to the channel, even though the majority of them have no interest in the content of the channel. They just subscribe because we are friends. So like, oh buddy, since you're doing this and you asked me to subscribe, I'm gonna do it, and that's that. And sometimes they even hit the like. That's nice, I guess. Like some of them don't even understand what I'm saying because I'm speaking in English and most of them speak in Portuguese. Sometimes some of them don't even understand what I'm saying, but they come here, they hit the like, and they go away without understanding a single word. That's nice. It's nice to have friends. There are, I learned this with Jordan Peterson. Like, one way to he says something like that. One way to figure out your who is or who is not your friend is by telling them good news or bad news. The people that are really that are your friends will congratulate you and celebrate with you. Will get happy with you when you tell them good news, and they will be sad with you when you tell them bad news. And the people that are not your friends will, whenever you tell them bad news or good news, they will just not give a fuck, and then they will start talking about other stuff or about other stuff that is even better that happened with another person. There's not you. They're listen, but they will start talking about other stuff. And he says, like, you should pay attention to those people because they are not your friends. And that's interesting. This idea is interesting. I don't know what to make of it, but that's that. And yeah, friends are supposed to help you, have fun with you. What else? What is a friend? Well, I think that a friend is a person that I can count with when I'm in need, and if they are also in need, I can also help them. And what else? I say I'm in my own way, and I'm leading my stuff, and something really bad happens to them, then I get out of my way. I stop doing my stuff and I go and help them. I think that's at least a little bit of how friends act. And yeah, since I'm talking about friends, I just whenever I start talking about friends, that's fun, you know. I whenever I'm talking about friends, I start to think about One Piece because you know they have that crew, the Straw Hats crew. They're like nakamas, you know. They are they are family they say, and it's like every single one of them got have each other's back. That's how we say it. I don't know. They have each other's back. You know, they're always like they're not. Like how can I say? They're not getting in the way of the other members of the crew trying to solve their problems, but they will always be there. You know, looking from kind of far away. And if they really need the help, they're gonna be there to help them. And that's, you know, if we had a lot of friends like that, that would be cool. Like people that will not interfere with your life, with your goals, with your fight, your journey. But if you're really in the perils, you know, if you're really messed up and needing help, you can't go any further, they will be there to help you out, you know. That's good, you know. It's better to try to describe friends by describing an example of what you think friends are than trying to come up with your own description of things, you know. Like everything we want, everything we want to talk about or describe is already there, you know. We just need to observe and notice stuff and try to find the good way to speak up, you know, to bring that out. And that's a good example. Like, what is a friend? I don't have to come up with my own description. I just look at whatever good archetype is out there and I try to describe it, you know. And instead of trying to come up with my own description, I just describe what is already there by their actions, you know. I just describe what they do, and that's what friends do. And I've picked up them Straw Hats, even though they're not even real, because they have a strong friendship. And I just said they are not even real. What is real? Like they say, like I say, they are not real, but if they can stir, if they can mess with other people's emotions, are they that much unreal? Well, what is a better sentence? I think that's wrong. Are they that like if they can do something, you know, even though they're not real, doesn't it mean if they are somewhat of real in some way or another? So does it make any sense? Like, okay, this is not real. Like the Bible, all those stories, you know, they say, oh, this didn't help, didn't happen, didn't happen, didn't happen, it didn't happen. And all those characters are fictitious characters, no, fictional characters. You shouldn't believe in those words, in those writings. But in some way, if you follow them, you kind of get real with stuff, you know? You get real. And it's hard to say what is real and what is not. So, and it's also, you know, like in the case of One Piece, people, a guy, Ichiro Oda, he bring them up, what the fuck, he came out with those characters, you know, and he's a real person. So since he came up with those fictitious characters, didn't he put a little bit of his life in those little names? Like, so since he bring them up, doesn't it mean that now they are real? Because, you know, he gave them life. Like Geppetto, like the Pinocchio guy. He he made a puppet in his hands, and all of a sudden the puppet has life. So it's like Geppetto, he gave his time to make that puppet, and by doing that, didn't he bring, like, gave also life to that thing? You know, you know what I mean? Does it make any sense? I don't know, because I'm just thinking out loud, So I'm just saying shit, talking shit, yeah. But it's like this channel, like, it's a video that I'm, right now, I have this time, like, I could be doing other stuff, but instead of doing this, of doing other stuff, I'm here, I'm sitting in my fucking chair, talking to myself. That's kind of weird. I'm my eyes closed. I don't know why. And I guess I'm in a range. I'm in a good distance of the microphone. And I'm in some way recording my life in this video. So isn't this video real now? Doesn't it now have its own life? A little bit of life in it? You know? You know what I mean? And this whole thinking out loud stuff is kind of getting me crazy. Like, it doesn't make sense, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll stop right now. I'm kind of things are starting, not starting, things are pretty messy right now, and I have an appointment, so that's that, for whatever it's worth. Out.